I hope you're hungry because in this video, we're talking about protein. What's going on, everyone? My name is Steven and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite sources of protein. We have meats and muscle meat, powders and supplements, and dairy sources. 1 or 2 vegetarian sources, no vegan sources. And by no means am I saying these are the best protein sources, but they are very high quality. They are my favorite. I incorporate all of them on a weekly basis. I think it's really important to have adequate protein. It's great for lean muscle mass retention and lean muscle mass gains. It's also great for appetite regulation. Protein has a very high thermic effect, which means that you net less calories with protein versus carbs or fats. And it's a great way to get a wide variety of amino acids by having a variety of protein sources, not just one source all the time. And what defines a high quality protein typically is it has to do with its amino acid profile and its biological value and how bioavailable the protein is for us as humans. That does include animal proteins as well. So let's get right into it. These are in no particular order except the first one, which is liver. Liver, gram for gram, is the most nutrient dense food on this big, beautiful, round planet that we call Earth. Liver is packed with vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and for me, I like to get my organ meats from healthy animals that were raised on a local family farm. That's just the way I like to do it. That's the way I like to support that. Okay, so I get my liver from a local farm. They sell at the farmers market. I get my eggs from them as well, which is another one on this list. But liver, organ meats, period. I am eating chicken liver at the moment, and that's primarily what I have because, like I said, it's jam-packed. All liver is. Beef liver, lamb liver, human liver. I'm just kidding, obviously. But chicken liver is great. Some people find liver to be very, very hard to eat. They think it's gross and they just can't stomach it. Some people love it. For me, with beef liver, I can eat it if I make it taste good, but I have to go through a lot of steps, a lot of spices, a lot of preparation to make it taste good. Chicken liver, on the other hand, if you haven't tried it, is actually very palatable. It doesn't have the same texture as beef liver. It's pretty damn good. It's a great source of protein, a little bit of fat in there, great healthy source. So I make sure to always have liver in my fridge or in my freezer. Typically buy about 10 pounds at a time. And one of the benefits of liver is that it's super cheap. Where I get it, chicken liver, I'm paying like $2.40, $2.50 a pound. That's ridiculous. I can stock up on it. I can even give it to my dog, which I often do, raw, of course. I cook mine. So liver is an amazing source of protein. Chicken liver absolutely rocks. If you want recipes on how to make chicken liver taste good, let me know. Also look into the Weston A. Price Foundation. Also look into Chris Masterjohn, PhD. He has a lot of great evidence-based, science-based content on organ meats and how powerful they really are and how nutrient dense they really are. And so a lot of these protein sources, by the way, are lean sources of protein as well. Chicken liver isn't the leanest, but high in protein, minimal fat. And the reason a lot of my current proteins are lean is because I am going through a dieting phase. I am going through a caloric deficit. So I want to make sure my protein is high for muscle mass retention so I lose as little muscle as possible. Not that I have much to lose anyway, right? Another thing I'm going to be working on this year. And so how much protein can we get for as little calories? So a lot of these are lean sources as well. That was not the leanest source. Next is salmon. I specifically get this pink salmon from Costco. It's in a can, super affordable, super delicious. It's wild caught, nothing wrong with it. It's not filled with any weird anything. You don't have to worry about it. Just because it's canned doesn't mean it's bad. So I like to get this. Every time I weigh a can out, it's right around 135 grams of pink salmon, which is about 40 grams of protein and about 140, 150 calories, I believe. I like to pair this with pinto beans. Wild caught pink salmon from Costco, great price. You get a bunch, easy to eat. It's cooked. You just throw it on a salad, throw it on a big bowl of veggies, which is what I usually do. It's awesome. Now, next in line is beef, ground beef. Right now at the moment, I'm not buying grass-fed ground beef. Couple different reasons. I don't want to get too far into it to keep this so that I keep this video short. But when you're getting lean sources of beef, you don't have to worry about it being grass-fed or not. Now, ideally, I would have all my meat be grass-fed from a local farm, but sometimes that's not very practical for a couple different reasons. If you can't afford grass-fed meat, don't trip. Don't worry about it. It's not going to kill you. And if you even look at the actual evidence comparing grass-fed beef to grain-fed beef, it only changes the fat profile, and by a little bit. It's not like far superior. So I'm going to be the first one to tell you in this community that if you can't get grass-fed meat, that's completely okay. Completely okay. Don't worry about it. It's more expensive, yes. And here's another reason I'm not buying grass-fed meat. I do have financial goals at the moment that I'm working on, so I make my food fit my budget. So non-grass-fed meat is cheaper. It's more affordable. Frozen, and from Costco, I often get the rolls of frozen ground beef, the lean ground beef from Costco. So when it's lean, it doesn't have that much fat anyway, so you don't need a trip. Whether it's grass-fed or grain-fed does not change the protein or the amino acid content, it just changes the fatty acid content. So if it's lean, you're okay. That's fine. Get your fat sources from somewhere else. I like to get my fat sources from grass-fed butter and egg yolks and things. Also, when you're buying grass-fed meat, most grass-fed ground beef is typically really high fat, 15-20%. I'm looking for the 7-3% fat. Trader Joe's is another place, a great place to get extra lean. That's what they have. That's what it's called. Extra lean ground beef. It's like 3% fat or something. It's awesome. Trader Joe's comes in clutch. So liver, beef, salmon, those are my primary sources. I also have chicken. I get the big green bags from Costco of organic chicken breast. It comes with about 6 or 7 chicken breasts. You get an Instant Pot. You can put frozen, raw, rock hard meats. I do it with my chicken. Raw, rock hard, frozen chicken, put it in the Instant Pot straight out of the freezer for 20 minutes. You then have a perfect, juicy, tender slice of chicken. Put some spices in there. It's crazy. Instant Pots are amazing. Chicken. Next, turkey bacon and Canadian bacon. Very similar macronutrient profiles. Both are about 60 calories per serving and roughly about 10 grams per serving as well. So turkey bacon, it's just fun to eat. It tastes good. Canadian bacon or bacon medallions, I get those both from Costco. Great price. You get a lot. Costco and Trader Joe's are just amazing. Not sponsored, but hey, if anyone from Costco Corporation's watching or Trader Joe's, hit me up. I'm open to sponsorships. Lastly is eggs and egg whites. I just put this in the meats category just because I don't know. So eggs and egg whites, whole eggs. I like to eat the whole egg, but if I do need to, I do and will buy cartons of egg whites just because it's a great lean source of protein. I like to make omelets with it. I preferably like to eat my egg yolks raw. I've been really inspired by this Vietnamese drink called egg yolk soda, which is traditionally club soda with a couple egg yolks and sweetened condensed milk. It's too much sugar, too many calories. It's just too much for me. What I've been doing is putting egg yolks. Sometimes I'll just eat them raw. Sometimes I'll put them on my veggies, just raw egg yolks. But what I've been doing lately is mixing 1 or 2 egg yolks inside some Zevia or some LaCroix, adding some stevia in there, and it's like a Vietnamese egg yolk soda. It's really good. I had it at a pho restaurant, came home, recreated it in a low calorie, low sugar way, and it was pretty damn good. You get a nice little lift from it. Egg yolks are amazing. Egg whites are great too. Preferably though the whole egg, not just the egg whites all the time. Next, we're moving on to powders and supplements. Whey and casein is my choice here. That's my favorite. I like to have blends of whey and casein. You can get just a whey protein, and there's different kinds of whey protein. There's whey isolate, whey concentrate, and whey hydrolysate. Whey hydrolysate is the most expensive because it's pre-digested. It's like the whey broken down into amino acids, so it absorbs really, really fast. But it is pricier. Then there's whey concentrate, which is the most unprocessed form of whey protein, typically higher in fat, typically higher in carbs, and hard to digest for people who are lactose intolerant. Then there's whey isolate, which is just the whey protein isolated, very little fat, very little carb, and often everyone or most people can digest that even if they have some dairy issues. Casein, on the other hand, and olive whey is a fast digesting protein. Casein, on the other hand, also comes from dairy, and is a very slow digesting protein. So you often may have heard about bodybuilders. They'll have casein before bed for a slow, steady release of amino acids so they stay anabolic overnight so they don't, go catabolic and lose any muscle mass. If I'm going to go long periods of times between meals, I'll have my last meal include some casein in there. whether from yogurt or from casein protein powder. So for example, practical, right? Let me get practical with you here. There's 2 brands that I get that have a whey and casein blend. All of Quest Nutrition's protein powders are 50% whey, 50% casein, roughly. Really good flavors, so Quest is a good one. And then there's one called Combat, which actually includes whey hydroxylate, isolate, concentrate, egg albumin, and then lastly, casein protein. So it has a wide variety of different speeds of digestion for the protein, which is great. Flavors are really good. So if you are having trouble meeting your protein requirements, there's nothing wrong with having a whey protein supplement or a whey protein shake. That is completely fine. It's 100% bioavailable to the body, and your body will use it. It's great. If you can tolerate it, it's awesome. But you don't need it, but it's okay to have. I'm going to make that clear. Lastly, dairy, the last 4. Milk. Milk is an amazing source of protein, but you're not a baby cow. That is like just a really dumb argument for a reason to not drink milk. Dairy has been shown. Okay, so first of all, let me say this. Multiple studies have shown that people who consume dairy often have more muscle mass, have less body fat, and are just more healthy in general. And I can link to some of those. Just remind me to find them. I'll put them in the description if they're not there. So I like to have raw milk. I'm blessed to live in California where I can get access to raw dairy just from going to my local grocery store. And there's a family farm and company called Organic Pastures, and they sell raw dairy products, and they sell raw skim milk. What is skim milk? Skim milk is just milk with the fat skimmed off the top. So it's fat-free milk, 0% fat-free milk. And they have a raw one. And raw dairy versus pasteurized or homogenized dairy, in my opinion, based off of different readings, if you want to start somewhere, look at the Weston A. Price Foundation, is just superior, in my opinion, from what I've read. Do your own research, but it's full with bacteria, beneficial bacteria, enzymes. It's raw milk. It's awesome. It's beautiful. And the fact that there's a raw skim milk, that's great. Now, if you don't have any milk, if you don't have raw milk, having just conventional dairy that's been homogenized, pasteurized, just regular milk, that's fine too. If you're looking for a source of protein and you like it and it helps you adhere to your diet and to your diet goals, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not going to kill you. So many health gurus in this space will tell you that drinking dairy is toxic and it's bad for you. It's going to build mucus. It's such bullshit. It's completely okay to have. If you can get raw, if you can tolerate it, if you're fine with it, I think that's best, and that's what I drink. But if I need to, no problem. If I'm out somewhere, I'll have a glass of milk. I'm not going to trip over that, right? It's about enjoying your life and enjoying what you like. So if you like milk, don't worry about that. Next, Greek yogurt. This you want to get at Costco, this specific brand. I love this Fage brand. This is the only brand. I've tried many non-fat Greek yogurts in the last 4 months, ever since I've started dieting down. And this brand is the fluffiest, it's the creamiest, it's so good. Mix it with stevia. I often mix it with Omega Organics liquid butterscotch toffee stevia. Throw in some cacao nibs on there, throw in a little fruit. It's amazing. The reason you want to get this at Costco is the fact that it's a 48-ounce tub. They just lowered the price. It's like $5.50. If you go to Ralph's, Vons, any other supermarket and you look for Fage, they often only have a 38-ounce tub and it's like $6-7. Costco is by far the best place to get it. And yes, it's better than the Kirkland brand, which is even a little cheaper, but it's not as good. This is the best. Greek yogurt, 0% fat. I love it. Very high protein, very good calorie to protein ratio. It's great. Now, next in line is very similar. It's cottage cheese. I like fat-free cottage cheese, and I don't know why I haven't been able to find fat-free cottage cheese anywhere until I went to Trader Joe's. Again, they come in clutch. They really do. I used to not be a Trader Joe's shopper, but now I am. So their fat-free cottage cheese is amazing. It's 80 calories per serving. It's like 14 grams per serving. And it's so good straight out of the tub. You don't even need to add anything to it. It doesn't have to be fat-free cottage cheese. Just cottage cheese in general is a great source of protein. Again, it's a dairy protein. It has whey. It has casein. What is dairy? What is milk? Milk is the unprocessed whole food form of whey protein powders. Where does whey protein powder come from? Where does casein protein powder come from? They extract it from milk or from cheese making, right? That comes from cows. At the end of the day, milk is a great source of protein. Greek yogurt comes from milk. Cottage cheese comes from milk. So dairy is a great source of protein. And so yeah, the fat-free cottage cheese though at Trader Joe's is a great. And then the Fage from Costco is also great. And then milk period from anywhere is great. Lastly, also from Trader Joe's, this fat-free feta cheese. They have a whole milk one as well. So if you're not like controlling your calories or you like the extra fat, if you're on a keto diet, get that one too. But the reason I like the fat-free one is that it's only 30 calories. It tastes really good on top of a bed of vegetables, and it's 7 grams of protein, and it's affordable. All of these are affordable. I'm making them fit within my budget. You can make it fit within your budget. I'm telling you that right now. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sources of protein that you might want to consider including in your diet if you're looking for really good sources. Now, again, it's great to include a variety of protein sources to get different amino acid profiles, different nutrient profiles. Try including some organ meats in there if you can. If you're scared of organ meats, start with chicken liver, very palatable. If you want recipes on any of these things, let me know. Do me a favor. Let's be active. Let's be part of the community. Share with me your favorite protein source in the comments below. That way we can bounce ideas off each other. And maybe, who knows, I'm kind of feeling like doing a recipe video. So leave me something in the comments below if you want to see that. Like, just validate my thoughts for me, because I really want to do a recipe video pretty soon, because I make just amazing dishes that are really high protein, very, moderate calories, that will fit any diet template. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to let me know your favorite protein source in a comment below. If you're this far into the video, obviously I have your attention. I would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. I love you. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend, of your week, and I will see you in next week's video. Let me know if you need anything. Take care.